Welcome back. In the previous step, we learned how to print a hard-coded 5 into 6 is equal to 30. In this step, let's try to replace this 30 with a calculated value. So we don't want to hard code 30 in here, but we would want to calculate 5 into 6 and replace that calculated value in here. Let's look at how to do that in this specific step. Let's start with a simple example. Let's say I would want to have a calculated value as part of a string. So over here, I would want to have a value which is calculated. So let's say I would want to have 5 into 2 calculated, and I would want to use that value in here. How do I do that? So I would want to be able to say value and 5 into 2, and I would want 10 to be printed in here. The way we can do that is by saying value dot format 5 into 2. So all that I'm doing is print value. The important thing is dot. The format is a function on the string. So on this string there is a function called format, to which I'm passing 5 into 2, an expression. Make sure that you have the matching number of close parentheses, and when you print this, you would see value printed as is, right? We were expecting 10 to be printed, but it's actually printing value. How to get 10 to be printed in here? The way we can do that is by having an open brace, close brace, and within that you need to put the index of the value that you would want to put in here. So here the value is the first parameter. The first parameter typically is at index 0. So value 0. And then it's printing the calculated value. It's doing 5 into 2 and printing value 10 in here. To understand this further, let's make it simple. So to the format, I'm passing in 3 values, 10, 20 and 30. So this is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2. Typically in programming languages, when we count values, we start from zeros. If I want to print the first value, I would need to pass in an index of 0. So if I do this, you would see that the first value is printed 10. However, if I want to print the second value, I can pass in an index of 1. So this is printing 20, which is the second value. So what the format function does is it looks at this string and looks at anything within an open brace, close brace, and having an index in them. So it looks at what is the index. So the index here is 1. So it takes the second value and replaces that. So it's printing value 20. So pause the video in here and try and print the third value. What should be the index? Think about it. Yep, you are right. It should be 2. Now, going back to our problem, print 5 into 6 is equal to 30. How do we do that? So what we want to do is print. You would want to say 5 into 6 is equal to 30. But over here we would want to replace this with calculated values. So how do we do that? We would say format and pass in the 3 values, right? So 5, comma 6, comma 5 into 6. So this is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2. So let's try and replace, instead of 30, I would want the calculated value of 5 into 6. How do I get it here? I can say the calculated value 2. So I'm saying 0, 1, 2. So is equal to 2. What happens? 5 into 6 is equal to 30. Now let's see if I can replace 5 as well with the index. What should it be replaced with? Pause the video in here, try and replace it. What should it be? It should be 0, and the index of this is 1. Now you would see that 5 into 6 is equal to 30. The great thing about this is now I can replace the values. So 5, 7 and 5 into 7, and 5 into 7 is equal to 35. Now I can do the same thing with 8 as well. 5, 8 and 5 into 8 is equal to 40. So we are now able to print 5 into 6 is equal to 30, 5 7s are 35, 5 8s are 40, and so on, very easily using the print method. In this step, we started with the hard-coded version of print, and we ended up with a version of print where everything is a calculated value. We are not hard coding 40. 5 into 8 is being calculated, and that is being put into the print. In the next step, let's look at a couple of simple puzzles related to what we discussed until now. Until then, bye bye.